Welcome back, I'm Danny the Dinosaur Drawer. Today I'm going to show you all how to draw the max level Gorgosuchus, the hybrid, from Jurassic World the Game. So this is the hybrid between Gorgosaurus and an amphibian, I believe. I don't have it yet, so I don't know much about Gorgosuchus. But I do know that some of you requested it, so I'm going to deliver a video on how to draw it. So yeah, let's get started. We're going to put an oval in for the head to get started with our outline. It has a very thick neck. It's on all fours. And we're going to put in an oval shape for the body there. Once you put that in, I'm going to put some bone structure here. So we'll put some basic outlines for the arms, hips, knee, and hind feet, and also the tail, which will, in the picture I have, I can't see the entire tail, but that's okay. We'll just end the tail right about there, if that's okay with you guys. So yeah, that's a pretty good outline. And I also want you guys to be aware that there's a lot of spikes. You guys who have Gorgosuchus probably already know that. Got two huge spikes on the head, and it reminds me a bit of Osteosaurus with all those spikes. So yeah, now that we have our outline roughly put out, we can begin working on the head. So what I usually do is put in the eye first. So we'll put that in right now. It's got a thin slit for the eye there. Put some wrinkles around it. More like creases. Where the eye area is. And then also there's a cavity here. Nose. And I have a pencil eraser that I got for Christmas that I've been using. So I might use that a bit today. Well, I'm using it right now, so just to clean up some of the outlines. And I love Gorgosuchus just by looking at it, because I can see the scales. They're like very prominent, so I love that. Usually they're not, but so put in shading. I'll zoom up on the head so you guys can see it better. Some cross-hatching lines to make it darker on the edges, like so. Add a few more wrinkles around the eye. We'll give the head some more shape, and now we can put the outer line of the head. We want to make space for the teeth, because there are several teeth that go upward. I'll use our pencil eraser again. Most of its teeth are pointing upwards, coming from the bottom jaw, which gives it a very vicious look. And then, yet again, I'm going to use our eraser. You can get these at AC Moore, just in case you're wondering where to buy them, or any craft store, really. Some teeth going down, very vicious looking teeth. And now we'll refine them, make them a little bit darker, like so. And you can give them a bit of shading, but not too much because they're very white teeth. It looks like they've just been polished. And now we can put in the bottom jaw. I should have probably gotten more than one reference image for Gorgosuchus. But it looks like it has a spike type thing. Because honestly, I don't really know what it looks like, just I have one picture of it. Spike coming out the shin, out of the shin. Right about there. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So yeah. If it's not, feel free to comment below and correct me. And now I can add a little bit more detail to the top of the head. It's got like this crest type armor scale type thing, and the spikes protrude out from there. Two big ones, and then they get smaller and then bigger again. So yeah, now we'll head on to do the scales. It's got nice big scales. I like big scales a lot. And they're very prominent, you can actually see them. You guys probably know this, but I'm a really big scale fan. I'm an opposer of feathers. Seems like just recently everybody has gone feather crazy, that they all want feathers. So I like the Jurassic World and Jurassic Park. For the most part, don't have feathers. The raptors in Jurassic Park 3 had like those spike things that looked a little bit like feathers, but I actually was a big fan of those. Thought those were really cool. Or like the quills on Indominus, I was also a fan of those. So I'm not a total opposer of those types of features. I just don't like making dinosaurs look completely like birds. Put the nose in there. Finish off the spikes, or not spikes, scales. Let's fill in that area. For the bigger scales, you can give them a little bit of shading around the edges. It'll make them look better. Like so. And for the back area here, just put in some light scales, they're not too prominent. And now for the spikes, we'll just give it some, make them a little darker near the base. But other than that, pretty easy to draw. So now we can head to the bottom jaw. The scales are almost the same on the bottom as on the top jaw. These big scales along the edge of the mouth or lips. I'm going to give these a bit of shading. Oh, that's the second time I've broken my light. I've got to be more careful these days. Put some more scales in here. I'm going to give the bottom jaw some shading. So yeah, that looks pretty good for the head. Hope you guys think it looks like your Gorgosuchus if you have it in the game. So now that we're done with the head, we can continue on to the tail. Not the tail, the neck. Why did I say it? I didn't mean to say tail. Continue on to the neck. Very thick and short. Some shading behind here. Let's crosshatch. And we'll give it a good amount of wrinkles, and I'll erase right here, because that's not there, it's actually on the other side, but for the outline it's okay. So put some wrinkles in, get some main wrinkles, and then some smaller ones. I'll also put in a vein, goes from the head on under the arm. Like so. I think we'll go straight in instead of going to the arms. We'll do the spikes first. So we'll start with the smaller, or the top ones that are on the top. And they start getting big at the shoulder. And the biggest one's about right there. Then they get slightly smaller and then disappear out of view. So you don't want to make them too dark that we can't erase them. Because it has this other, they almost look like tusks coming out of the sides there. And these get serious long. And they continue on down the tail, which we're not ready to do yet, so we'll leave it like that. And then each of these has like a base, so put that in. And then there are some littler spikes in between. So that's the basic gist of that. I'll zoom in a bit so you guys can see it in better detail. So with the top ones, it's pretty easy. Just use simple pencil technique to color that. Make it darker on the bottom, lighter on the top. Also put some shading in there. So I'm going to have a dragon video coming out sometime this week, I'm not sure. So you guys can look out for that. It's going to be from War Dragons, the video games. Because I got a few of you to respond to my comment on my last video. Not all of you did, so I'm not sure how many of you actually would like me to do a dragon video. I'll do at least one, and if it's well received, then I might do another one. But I think a lot more people play Jurassic World the Game than War Dragons. Not sure. So for these ones, we'll give it a different type of shading, more of a round shading. Make it Shading is principally meant to make the spikes look round and circular. Like so, it gives it a nice look. On the sides there. And we'll continue the spikes down there. And now we're going to work on these. These are quite simple as well. Just scatter them about there. Give them a few simple lines, but other than that, they're good to go. And now we can put in it's got like crocodile type armor on top. Definitely a deadly beast. And I hear it's quite powerful. Gorgosuchus. Like it's got a lot of health and attack, etc. So let's work with these plates. Basically one plate for each of these horn spikes that come out from the back. So those look pretty good, and then they also have like a rim to them, which makes them look more like armor. So you give each piece of armor a rim. And feel free to shade a bit around there. It's so complicated, people won't really be able to tell what's going on with all these spikes. So now I'm going to use my big eraser here. Erase any extra lines that we don't need. So yeah, that's pretty good for the back. Definitely most challenging part. And now we can head on to the legs and belly. So it's got like the belly of a dog almost. It's very thin, though deep chested. So if you get what I mean. That's sort of what it looks like. It's probably could move quite fast. So now I'll start with the front leg or arm. I think it's more of a leg because it's a four-legged creature. So for the legs, they're mostly just a bunch of wrinkles. Not very complicated. Just regular amphibian legs. So we'll put the 3 spikes it has on the forearm. We'll put those in. And I'll also erase the joints outline I put there. And for the feet, they're just like regular dinosaur feet. Just make a tube, make a hole at the end, and put the claw in. So this is a 4 or 5 toed beast. You can only see 4 toes on this foot, 4 toes on the other foot, but you're not sure if there's another toe around the other side. That's the real question. So put in the usual dinosaur scales there. It's got small feet, but I do think that I made this too thick. Looks a little too thick even for these small feet. The legs are surprisingly small for the size of the body, but just has a big head basically, and the rest of it is rather slender. Unless you count the spikes. The spikes are not really slender. Some of them are, not all of them. Just put in some wrinkles around there. Now it does have like a pattern here. It's not really stripes, it's more of a pattern that goes alongside the back and belly. So we'll put that in. And it does have like a little spots that go down the leg, but not much. So we'll put those in a darker color. Like so. And now for the other leg. The other leg is always easier because we're just going to put in the basic copy of this leg. Basic copy of this leg, except that it's going to be dark, so we don't have to worry about refinement. So just make that all shaded in. So even the toes will be shaded in. Like so. That was pretty quick. Definitely quicker than the other one. Now we can move on to the back. I want to finish this video by 30 minutes. Because at 30 minutes I found out that my camera somehow stops the video, which is really annoying. I don't know if you guys notice that. It happens in like a lot of the videos. It used to be 18 minutes that it would stop, but I fixed that 6 months ago, so I think the most video at one time is 30 minutes. It's kind of annoying, but it's okay. So yeah, we'll just shade in all of this. Pretty easy there. And now we can put in the hind legs, and well, of course we gotta put in the torso. Put some long sweeping lines like that for the wrinkles. Some more here for the shoulder blade. But other than that, the stripe pattern gives it a pretty nice look. But feel free to add shading on the belly. So now to put in the other leg. The back leg is pretty much the same as the front leg, just a little different. Just bending the other way. And it also has 4 toes on the back, on the hind feet. But these look more like theropods toes. So I'll put some ground here so we get a better look of what it looks like. So this leg is a little bit farther back. And it's going to be the one that's shaded, so we might as well put that in first. My hand often gets tired, or at least my arm, after I do a lot of shading, like a lot of making everything look dark, like that. It requires a lot of fast pencil strokes. So put all that in. And now we'll work on this leg. First, I'm going to erase around there. And now we can put in the pattern that stretches across the back, or the belly, I guess. It continues onto the thigh right there. Put in the knee, some wrinkles going down the shin. And now we'll just put in regular dinosaur feet, except with 4 toes. And it also has some spikes coming out of the toe, or at least this toe, which is a cool feature. So add scales to the top of the toes of our Gorgosuchus. Should have drawn this a little later, I think, because I don't know much about it to tell you guys. But you guys probably already know. People who are drawing Gorgosuchus probably know about it and own it in the game. Perhaps at level 40, perhaps you're still working on it. See how we can shade in the pattern we got here? Put that in. Basically all we have to do for the leg is put in some stripes there. Maybe a few stripes throughout the back, and I'll erase a bit there. And now all we have to do is put in a bit of the tail. I'm not going to put that much in, I'm just probably going to end it right about there, because I don't have much time left. But you guys can continue. I'll just give you the basic idea. It's basically the back continued. So put these tusk-like spikes that go down there. Give each one some quick shading there. And the armor also continues there. So since we're stopping the tail there, it also has the pattern going down there. Put in some stripes, or not stripes, wrinkles. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, especially the people who requested it, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Like this video, share it, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. All we have to do now is actually sign, put in the date. I may add a quick little bit of ground here while we still got some time. So yeah, I'll see you guys later.